Have you been living with a stubborn, itchy spot that never quite settles down? It may feel like a small annoyance, but persistent itching in certain parts of your skin can sometimes act as an early signal from your heart. As we grow older, the body speaks to us in subtle ways, and that nagging itch could be hinting at an issue with circulation or cardiovascular health. In this video, we'll walk through 6 specific locations where unexplained itching can show up, and why those sensations might point toward possible heart disease. Understanding these early clues matters for your long-term well-being, and responding to them sooner rather than later can make a real difference. Stay with me until the end. You may catch something you've been overlooking that could help protect your heart. Number 1. Itchy lower legs and feet. One of the first places to watch for heart-related itching is the lower legs and feet, especially around the ankles. Because this area sits farthest from the heart, sluggish circulation can lead to fluid collecting in the tissues, which often triggers itchiness in the lower extremities. When the heart isn't pumping efficiently, blood can pool in the legs and feet, causing swelling, heaviness, and discomfort. This pattern is common in older adults dealing with cardiovascular issues, such as heart failure or peripheral artery disease. As the body tries to manage the fluid buildup, the skin can turn itchy, reddened, or irritated. Consider Raphael and Nora. Raphael, 78, noticed mild ankle itching for weeks. He shrugged it off as dry skin until the itching escalated and his socks started leaving deep marks by evening. That finally sent him to his clinician, where tests showed his heart wasn't pushing blood forward effectively, leading to poor circulation in his legs. Nora had a similar itch but never connected it to her heart. After learning about the circulation link, she began tracking swelling, color changes, and nighttime restlessness, and booked an appointment. Itchy lower legs and feet often reflect circulation trouble, a sign your heart may be struggling more than it should. If the itching persists, especially alongside swelling, skin color changes, or a tight, stretched feeling, speak with a healthcare professional. Number 2. Itchy chest. Itching over the chest, particularly near the heart, can sometimes point to a cardiovascular issue. When arteries are narrowed or obstructed, as in coronary artery disease, blood flow to the skin can be reduced, leading to irritation. Because it doesn't feel like a heart symptom, it's easy to miss. But persistent chest itch, especially when paired with shortness of breath, dizziness, or unusual fatigue, can suggest the heart isn't keeping up. Take Eleanor and Victor. Eleanor, 81, kept feeling a recurring itch across her upper chest. She blamed winter dryness until the itch stayed and brief waves of chest tightness joined in. After evaluation and imaging, her team found a significant narrowing in a coronary artery that was limiting blood flow to the skin over her chest. Victor had brushed off the same kind of itch and occasional heaviness as nothing serious, until his doctor explained how impaired circulation can irritate the skin. If you notice steady itching here, especially with breathlessness, lightheadedness, or fatigue, get checked. A thorough evaluation can reveal whether deeper heart issues need attention. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, drop a number 2 in the comments so I know you're here. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Number 3. Itchy back of the neck. Another surprising hotspot is the back of the neck. Persistent itching along the nape can be linked to high blood pressure or reduced blood flow, 2 major risk factors for heart disease. Think about Samuel and Grace, both 77. Samuel, a former smoker, noticed constant nape itching that wouldn't settle. He assumed it was an allergy until he started feeling unusually tired and a bit lightheaded by afternoon. That nudge took him to his provider, where high blood pressure and circulation issues were identified as likely contributors to the itch. Grace had waved off her own occasional neck itch as just the weather, but after hearing Samuel's story, she checked her blood pressure and discovered it was elevated, explaining both the itch and her afternoon headaches. We often ignore the back of the neck, but steady, unexplained itching here, especially if it comes with dizziness, headaches, or fatigue, can reflect poor circulation and cardiovascular strain. Number 4. Itchy hands and wrists. Itchy hands and wrists can feel like a minor nuisance, but in some cases they're tied to a more serious heart concern. When the heart struggles to circulate blood effectively, fluid can accumulate in tissues, including the hands and wrists, leading to swelling that stretches the skin and causes itching. Meet Marisol and Peter, both in their early 70s. Marisol dealt with relentless itching on her wrists and palms for weeks and chalked it up to seasonal dryness. When the itch persisted and her rings felt tighter by evening, she finally went in for testing. The results showed her heart wasn't pumping efficiently, causing fluid retention in her hands and wrists. Peter felt similar symptoms, but never connected them to his heart, until his clinician explained that swelling plus itching can be an early sign of heart failure. If ongoing itching in your hands and wrists shows up with swelling, fatigue, or shortness of breath, don't ignore it. If you're still here and this is adding value, comment number 4 below. Number 5, itchy abdomen. Itching around the abdomen, across the stomach or along the sides, often flies under the radar. But for some older adults, it can be tied to heart-related fluid buildup in the belly. Consider Harold and June, both 75. Harold noticed periodic abdominal itching, but dismissed it as sensitivity to a new laundry detergent. Over time, his waistband felt tighter and he grew uncomfortably full after small meals. When shortness of breath and fatigue joined in, he sought care and learned he was in the early stages of heart failure, with fluid gathering in his abdomen. June had similar itching and mild bloating, which she blamed on stress and diet changes. Her clinician later explained the connection between heart failure, abdominal fluid, and that stretched, itchy feeling, prompting June to take her symptoms seriously. If you're dealing with persistent, unexplained abdominal itch, especially with swelling, breathlessness, or difficulty lying flat, get evaluated. Number 6, itchy elbows and knees. If itch clusters around the elbows and knees and just won't quit, it may be more than dry skin. These joints are common places where reduced blood flow shows up as irritation, particularly in older adults with atherosclerosis or heart failure. Meet Calvin and Rose, both in their early 80s. Calvin noticed on and off itching around his elbows and knees for months. He brushed it aside until it became frequent and his joints looked puffy by the end of the day. Testing later revealed narrowing in his arteries, leading to poor limb circulation. Rose felt similar symptoms but never connected them to her heart. After hearing Calvin's news, she talked with her doctor, who confirmed that her circulation issues were tied to heart problems and outlined steps to support her heart health. Itchy elbows and knees, especially when swelling, aching, or fatigue tag along, are worth your attention. If you're still watching and this resonated, type number 6 in the comments. As you've seen, certain itchy spots can be more than a surface-level irritation. Persistent itch, especially in the areas we covered, may be your body's early warning system for issues like poor circulation or heart disease. The encouraging news is that many circulation-related causes of itching can be managed with the right care and lifestyle changes. If you recognize any of these patterns, especially when itching appears with swelling, breathlessness, chest discomfort, or unusual fatigue, speak with a healthcare professional who can identify the cause and map out next steps. If you're experiencing unexplained itching in any of these regions, and particularly if it's paired with symptoms like swelling, shortness of breath, or chest pain, don't wait to talk with your doctor. Heart disease is serious, but with prompt attention and proper treatment, you can manage it and keep living fully. Thank you for being here. I'd love to hear from you. Share one thing you learned and how you'll use it in your daily life. If this video helped, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it.